What's happening, YouTube? Grab your wizard robes and your wizard wands, because it is Clover's and Top Hat Guys Library Talk. And we are still, of course, doing Harry Potter's Philosopher's Stone. We're covering today Chapter 8, Potions Master. Now, what do you think of this chapter? Did you,
It's a lot more detailed than you get in the movie for sure.
Indeed, it really was. There was,
You hear about all the classes instead of one or two.
Yeah, you actually hear about the ghost teacher, which I don't even know if they even mentioned that at all in the movies. The one that apparently fell asleep during a fire and woke up outside his body. What a way to go.
I also heard about the teacher that you meet in the second movie that teaches out in the greenhouses.
Oh yeah, Mrs. Sprout. So how this chapter starts off is pretty simple, I would say. It's kind of just going over like it's literally just Harry talking about going to classes, right?
Going to classes, talking about what could happen on your way to classes, what you could encounter.
Yeah, it's talks about a lot of moving things. Pretty much describes the portraits always moving to different pictures and everything. And he swore that the knight's armor in around the castle and stuff moved and stuff. And I mean, in the video game, you can see them actually doing some talking. So I mean, I imagine they do.
The ghosts, how the ghosts go in and out of doors that as soon as you're trying to open.
Oh, and then it talks about how Peeves likes to prank you if you're late for class.
Who we don't meet in the movies at all.
At all. It's such a shame, too, because he's such a great character.
And he's someone who might as well be a ghost, Mr. Filch.
Oh, yeah. Yep, we also got our first mention of Mr. Filch. Is he like did it say he's like a housekeeper kind of thing?
Yeah. He's in charge of grounds.
Yeah.
Groundskeeper.
Groundskeeper.
And his evil cat.
And his cat, Mrs. Morris. Not sure how that cat got married, but you know what? Not gonna question. Oh yes, this was a fun chapter though. We got to we get to hear most most teachers' reaction to Harry Potter when they're calling the roll call,
and the students
as well. It's
we were trying to get a look at him.
Yeah, that's actually how the chapter really begins immediately. It's about people trying to peek, look, or talk about. Did you see that guy beside the red-haired kid?
That's Harry.
That's Harry. Did you see his scar? Poor Harry.
Not like you hear any of it.
No, he doesn't hear a thing.
He doesn't see every kid's eyes on him down the hallway.
He's a celebrity, and there is one particular teacher that lets him know and does not like it. And who is that teacher?
That is Professor Snape.
Indeed, Professor Severus Snape.
Who really only likes one kid.
Yep.
And that one kid just happens to be the person we cannot stand, who is Draco Malfoy.
Oh, man. It makes sense, though, doesn't it?
It makes sense when you know the rest of the series.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed.
Even though he's in his house, there's a lot of other kids that are in his house that he doesn't praise.
This is true, but I mean, you think Lucian might have had something to do with that? You think his father was like, "Hey, Snape, you headmaster of the house"?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Here's some
We
money.
know that he tends to bribe
Yeah,
a bunch of the school.
we do know he likes to get his way around the school. Or
He
the
certainly
Draco's
has the
way,
means to do it.
which we'll find out more in the next book, actually.
Yeah.
If that happens in the book. I can't recall if that same thing happens in the book. I think so, though, because that's like a really huge plot point, I would say. But anyways, yes. So we get our first introduction to Snape, and we get most of Potions class more than anything in this. It's both Potions class, and we get a little bit of Miss McGonagall's transfiguration. but just like a little portion. However, the whole latter half of the chapter is just potions class. And just like the movie, if you've seen it, Snape just belittles the hell out of Harry in front of everybody, asking him all these questions
that only one person in the class would know.
Yeah, that little, what everybody calls right now in the book, probably a little Miss Know-It-All, but we love her to death, Hermione Granger over here. Oh, pick me! Over here like Donkey from Shrek. Pick me! Oh, yeah, and she knows every single bit of it too, and would have probably saved Gryffindor some points, but yeah, so because Harry doesn't know, Snape does in fact take points away from the House Gryffindor.
Totally unfair.
Entirely
It's the first week, the first day of the class, and he's expected to know all these things.
Yeah, I think it's so wild. But I mean, hey, there's a reason why your best friend wrote what she did in her copy of the book. After all, I mean, so her best friend has.
If you don't know, my book is actually different from Drew's. It was a different copy from my best friend, who owns all the copies. And there are little notes left in the book.
And hers,
while she was reading it in her little glitter pen.
And hers said, imagine
having beef with an 11-year-old because of their father.
Because of their dad. And that's just so, it fits the whole context perfect too.
Which I don't understand why she knows that, because you don't know that until later. And she hasn't seen the movie.
Yeah, she hasn't seen the movie, so we don't quite know. I mean, yeah, we're not sure how she knew about that, but oh well. I guess she got a little spoiled. It happens to the better of us. But yeah, that summed up the whole chapter perfectly. It ended with this chapter ended with them going down to Hagrid because
Ron meets him for the first time.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he introduced Ron to Hagrid.
Oh yeah, appropriately introduced. They did meet him, like you did see him getting off the train going to the.
Yeah, but it was an appropriate introduction.
Yeah, it was more personal and private introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's right. I'm sorry. You are correct. He did introduce. And
they met Hagrid's dog, which is one of the most loved characters in the entire book.
Everybody loves old Fang. Apparently, he's a big coward, according to the first movie, though. Which we're coming up to that chapter here shortly. I think that's in like 2 chapters or so. But yeah, so it ends with Harry seeing a clip of the Daily Prophet talking about the ongoing investigation on the Gringotts Bank because
the break-in.
The break-in, yeah, there was a break-in, and Harry's like, wait, he didn't get the date from Ron when he was told by Ron the first time he heard of this.
It happened to be on the day that he and Hagrid were there,
which was his birthday, and he saw that and was like, the thief could have been there when we were there. Hagrid just completely remained silent, and this time Harry knew he was not looking for contact, like eye contact. He wasn't looking at him at all.
Which is important because earlier, a few lines back, he said that Snape seemed to just hate him. Like, he didn't dislike him. He wasn't just another student. He absolutely hated Harry.
Like, put in bold hate.
And Hagrid kind of looked away from him and was like, I wouldn't worry about it. When we know that Hagrid knows.
Well, we know Hagrid knows all about the whole childhood beef and everything. I mean, I'm sure Hagrid even knows that Snape at one point was a Death Eater and everything.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's a whole different thing. I mean,
yes.
Way later on. We'll talk more about that later. But, yes, so that's pretty much how that chapter ends. How would you like to compare this chapter with the books? Do you think it, I know you said there was more detail to it. Do you kind of like...
There's a lot more detail. I'd like to hear about Harry's thoughts.
it is pretty fun to know his perspective a little bit
Yeah,
better.
you know what he's thinking. I'll really like that later in the series when he gets into fights or something.
Oh yeah, I mean this.
And you get to hear how he actually is thinking through what happened. If he feels guilty, if he feels like it was unfair, you know,
Yeah.
things like that.
And I mean that's awesome to bring up because the next chapter is actually about him kind of getting a grumble with Malfoy and they're having a midnight duel.
Which I was told this is not in the movies at all, apparently.
At all. They just kind of skipped this completely.
Which I don't understand why that. I feel like that'd be a big thing to include in the movie.
I mean, so is Peeves, but he's not in it at all. So.
I guess the director had their own thoughts about that.
We want Peeves. We want Peeves. If they do the show, they have to include Peeves. Come on, we have to insist upon that, guys. We have to.
I mean, we included Mr. Filch. We should get Peeves.
They brought Filch, but they didn't bring Peeves. What? I mean, I guess I get it. Filch plays a really Miss Norris plays a really big part in the next book, actually. So
Yeah, true.
I guess I can understand that a little bit. So yeah, so that's chapter 8, Potions Master.
We're sorry that we've been in the shadows this entire video.
Yeah.
We're losing daylight.
Yeah, we're losing daylight back there. It's sunset right now. It looks beautiful back there, though, honestly, right? But anyways, for our viewers, for our comments for this video, tell us what you think about Snape and how you feel about his just treatment of Harry. And
Or maybe even tell us what class you think you'd enjoy most.
oh yeah, that too, or that. That's actually an even better one. But yeah, so let's throw the Snape one out there. Look, what class would y'all most like fit in, or just agree, love to do? What class of magic would y'all love to take? Please leave a comment down below answering that question and why you think it kind of fits you. And that will be all for today. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.